Welcome to every single one of you who's present inside the community session today, as well as those of you who are watching this as a YouTube recording. Maybe you have found this recording on LinkedIn, or maybe you're part of the community and you're watching it later. Nonetheless, very warm welcome. Today, we'll be talking about how to create our first 10 paid clients, right? The point is to understand the word paid, okay? Not clients who we are serving for free, but first 10 paid clients. Now, when it comes to creating clients, I wanted to notice the word that I'm using, the word creating, not finding. A mistake that a lot of coaches make in the beginning is that they think that clients are somehow found, like there's some magic place where you just go and you find clients, or that coaches who are getting highly paid or coaches who have a sustainable business are finding clients from somewhere, when in reality that's not the case. And today I will be explaining to you just that in detail, as well as I will be sharing my own experience of creating consistent clients over a period of time that I have worked as a coach. One good fortune that I have had is it has never been the case in my entire coaching career that I have been without clients. I have always had clients. Even the times I thought that, okay, my coaching contracts are going to expire and I don't have clients yet, I have had clients. And I want to share my personal experience as well as to how is it that I was able to create consistent clients. Okay, so I'll share my screen and let me know when you guys can see it. And before that, in case you are someone who wants to attend these sessions live because you want to interact with me and you want to ask your questions right away here, feel free to comment the word empowered in the comment section on YouTube, or you can DM me on LinkedIn empowered and I will add you to the group. Okay. Is my screen visible to you guys? I think it is, right? It is now. Should be visible now. All right, great. Okay. So creating your first 10 paid clients. Now, the very first thing before we jump into anything else is first to understand what exactly are we talking about. Now, I am a very big fan of always understanding the basics of something. Okay. I don't believe in jumping directly onto how to, because if it were that easy and if it were about how to do this, how to do that, all of us would experience the same level of success. All of us would be making the same amount of money. All of us would be creating the exact same impactful results. But that is not the case, right? So even when it comes to client creation, you have to understand the basics of it. Because as I've mentioned again and again, that as a life coach, your business comes from your body. Okay. Your business comes from your nervous system and your brain. It is not in the strategies. It is not in someone doing some work for you. It is not in some magic funnel. None of that. Okay. This is a very big facade that these days we see in marketing, wherein, and I want you to be wary of it, because what is happening these days is that business coaches out of thin air who know nothing, who have never done a business, they come and they're promising you, oh, coaches, healers, therapists, do this, do that. And these are people who have learned some cheap way to sell. They learn it from someone and they come and they try to peddle onto you. So always understand, okay, that you as a coach, your business comes from your body. Okay, your business comes from how you think and feel about it. Strategy is a part of it, yes, but a rather small part of it. So never get wrapped up into thinking that someone will tell me some magic strategy and that is going to scale my business. It doesn't work that way. The only way you can sell something purely through strategy is when you are scamming people, specifically when it comes to coaching. For example, I can sit here and I tell you, you know what, I have some magic funnel. Come to my free webinar and I'm going to sell you that funnel and you will be able to make millions and millions of dollars in 10 minutes. That's pure scam. Only scam can be sold through strategies. When you want to create consistent clients, when you want to create credibility in the coaching industry, when you want people to think about you when they are facing a problem, you have to understand the basics of creating clients. Okay. And that is what I want you to focus on as a coach. Because if you want to grow organically, and more than that, if you want to grow sustainably, please understand that only strategy or only obsessing over, oh my God, I can apply this, I can apply that, I can copy this coach, that coach, is not going to work. Okay, so that's what we'll understand today. What exactly is client creation? One thing to understand is clients are created, not found. You will often find that we use this term that how do I find clients? I have gotten the certification for my coaching, but how do I find clients? You don't find clients. Clients find you. Okay. Clients find you through the being that you have. Now, what do I mean by this? You must understand that clients are created through the way you project yourself out there into the world. Okay, and they're created through your being, which means that every single day when you wake up as a coach, who are you being? What value are you actually adding out there into the world that clients will find you? So you must understand that when you're starting out as a coach, okay, you don't have to worry about how many followers you have. You don't have to worry about how many people are watching you. Always understand that when you are on social media, when you are online, there are unlimited, invisible people watching you. I cannot tell you how many times I have had clients who have booked a call with me and paid me to get coached, and they have not been my LinkedIn connection. They have not been either of my communities. Even today, there's so many of my clients who are not in any of my communities, but they still became my clients. They never liked any of my posts, but they still became my clients. They were never connected to me on LinkedIn, but they still became my clients. But there are a lot of people who have followed in my community or who are there, but they have not become my clients yet. So this illusion that you may have that there is some magical place I will find clients, or if I have large number of followers, it will be easy to get clients is illusion. Something like that doesn't exist. I personally know coaches who have very little number of followers, hardly 4,000, 5,000 people following them, and they make revenue in 8 figures. Whereas I also know coaches who have 80,000, 85,000 followers, still charging 2 or 3,000 rupees for their coaching and still struggling. So understand that clients are created not through what you're doing, but who are you actually being, right? So the first thing I wanted to understand in terms of when you are on social media as a coach is you have to solve problems. Okay. When a client is coming to you, okay, first is that they're going to consume you. They're going to consume your content. They're going to consume what exactly you're putting out. And you must understand that people are invisible. Just because someone is liking your post, commenting something great, writing something great, doesn't mean that they will actually buy from you. Always remember, followers are not buyers. So you must know that you should always be providing value for your invisible ideal client. I have had a lot of coaches tell me that, you know what, Rianshi, I have people who have told me that my content is so good, but they never buy from me. They tell me, repeatedly, oh, we love what you write, but they never buy from me. Because you must understand that followers are not buyers. So it doesn't matter who's liking your post, who's commenting on your post, or who is telling you, oh my God, you're so great. Does not matter. We are not looking for validation here. We are not influencers. We are coaches, right? So you must solve problems for your invisible clients, which means that anytime a client is visiting your profile or anytime a client is actually consuming anything from you, they should feel that this person can solve my problem. This person knows that this is exactly what I need, right? So that is what is important. You should be solving problems. People don't want to hear how great you are. People don't care about that. Okay, so this self obsession also needs to go. And this is again something I have seen, unfortunately, a lot of business coaches who claim on coaching about business, and I've never really done a business do, but please don't do that, right? When you go and you just talk about yourself, that I am this great person, I am that great person, you're not being relatable. Okay, the person doesn't want to hear how great you are. The person wants to hear, can you solve their problem or not? So your job is that. Another thing is stay away from fluffy, motivational, generic content, which is again, a lot of coaches end up doing out of this fear that, oh my God, I'm not getting enough likes and comments. I'm not getting enough followers. They start writing generic shit. And I'm literally using the word shit because it is shit. I have seen generic Google quotes on people's profile, and then they think that, oh my God, why are people not buying from us? We have this credential, we are ICF certified, we are this certified, we are that certified, but we're not getting clients. So you must understand that you are supposed to be solving problems for your invisible clients, and you can solve that problem through multiple ways. You can also solve the problem for your clients in a way where you are telling your story. It is not wrong to tell your story, but understand, is it actually relevant, right? Because again, we are not influencers. We are not looking to build some mightier than, holier than thou personal brand and just appear like, oh my God, I'm so great. We're not looking for that. We are not influencers. So please get that clear in your head. If you're an influencer, then this video is not for you. This class is not for you. But if you are a coach, then you must understand that we are there to create impact. And we want clients who buy, not people who just sing praises for us. So solving problems is the first thing. Second is being a subject matter expert in your niche. Now, what do I mean by this? So let's say that you want to become a coach, okay, and you understand that I will solve problems. And I will take two examples here. One is, let's say that you are not trained in coaching yet, okay? And when you're not a trained coach, what can happen is that your content can be great, people can come to you, but you're not actually solving the problem. So the clients are not actually converting, right? You are writing great content, you are writing amazing things, but when people come to you, you're not actually able to solve their problems. So people fall through. They realize that, okay, this person's content was great, but they're actually not able to solve my problem, right? So this can happen when you don't know how to coach. So if you're an untrained coach, get trained, okay? Train with someone you trust, you love. It can be anyone in the world, but get trained. Second is, you actually are not a subject matter expert in your niche, right? So for example, let's say that you say to people that I help you develop self-love, let's say. But when people actually come to you with different problems around self-love, you don't know. You just know surface level things because you thought that, oh, this niche would be very profitable, right? For example, one thing that we see these days is a lot of coaches, not even coaches, a lot of people get into business coaching because they think it's profitable, but they don't actually make money from it because they realize, oh my God, it's not. They don't actually know anything about it. So it's very important to understand your subject in depth. Even if it is one word, even if it is word like self-love, understand the layers of it. Understand in what layer does self-love develop, what problems could be my ideal client facing when it comes to self-love, what are the objections they might be having, what are the fears they might be having. So become an expert in your niche. And if you remember, I did a session on how to choose a niche a few weeks back, I think. And in that as well, I told you that there is nothing called a profitable niche. Something like that doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is, can you solve a problem? And can you understand your client in depth? For that, you need two things. Work one-on-one with your coach to first understand your fears. Therein, you will develop your critical thinking skills, learn how to actually coach. And next thing is that understand the layers of the problem. Don't do surface level work. Anyone can do surface level work. And this is why, again, talking about another session that I did, wherein I was talking about how there is no competition in coaching because entry, like the bar of entry is very low. Anybody can enter into coaching industry. But the good thing is the bar of success is very high, which means the only people who succeed in coaching are the people who are not afraid to invest their time, money, and energy into learning. Second, they're committed. If both these criteria are not met, then a lot of people just fall through. So there is really no competition in the coaching world. You will only feel competition when you have not invested in yourself, when you are, when let's say you're not willing to invest money, time, and energy into your business, when you're just flirting with the idea, then you will see a lot of people. Then you will feel there's a lot of competition. But I'm telling you personally, knowing and speaking to so many coaches, I know that there really is no competition to committed coaches. When you are committed, there's just no competition. Because I'm telling you, there are far too many non-committed people. A lot of people love the idea of coaching, but they're not actually committed to it. And it's the same thing with client creation as well. So coming back to the point and not digressing more, being a subject matter expert in your niche. The next thing that really helps is becoming a resource portal for whenever people are ready to buy from you. Now, what do I mean by this? See, sometimes people will come and talk to you, visit your profile, or they will just, want to just check you out. So when they are checking you out, the impression that they have of you is going to play a very big role into whether they end up buying from you or not. So I'll tell you, I have had people. Okay, so I will tell you, in the beginning, I used to take free clarity calls. People bought from me then also. I charged some amount of money for clarity calls. People bought from me then also. Today, I charge a certain amount of money, which is higher than a lot of people charge. People buy from me today also, and tomorrow also people will buy from me. The reason people buy from me, no matter what I charge, is because when they come and they are at my profile, or when they are talking to me, they know that I can solve their problem. And that is what people tell me. They tell me that, Rianshi, we have been consuming your content for a while. We have been looking at your work for a while. And we knew that when we have a problem, you are the person that popped up into our head. Right? So become a resource portal for whenever your clients are ready to buy. And this resource portal, the depth you can go into is, sky is the limit. Go as deep as you can. I always advocate that give as much as you can. Don't be afraid to giving. Don't be afraid to how much you can share. If you ever look at my LinkedIn live events, you will see that I give a lot of value. Even today, when I'm doing these free sessions, a lot of coaches don't do that. But I'm not afraid to give, because I know that people who want to buy from me, they will only buy from me. So don't be afraid to give, because the more you give, the more you are letting your potential clients know that this is the person I want to buy from, because this person is not afraid to give. Which means that if they are giving this much value in the free content, imagine the amount of value they'll give in the paid content, right? So become a resource portal for people when they're ready to buy, which means that when they are, and resource could be anything, okay? You could be on Instagram, you could be on LinkedIn, you could be on YouTube, anywhere, right? You could just have ebooks, right? But the point is, when they are coming to you, they should feel that whenever I have a problem, this person has something on it. This person just has something on that, right? So become a resource portal where people feel that no matter what problem I have, this person has a solution for it. Obviously, depending on your niche. I'm not saying that the person, like, you can be the answer to every problem. No. For example, when people want to come to me, a few words that ring in their head is when I want to do deep inner work, when I want to work on my confidence, when I want to work on my emotions, right? So people have come from me from everywhere, because they think that when we have a problem, we want to go to Rianshi, right? So that's the goal. Become a resource portal for whenever your clients are ready to buy from you, because sometimes they may be ready right away. Sometimes they may become ready later on, or sometimes they may take even longer, or sometimes they may want to suggest other people to buy from you. For example, I have had a lot of people who have come to me from referrals, that, you know what, Rianshi, we had someone who has been attending your sessions and they recommended you to me. I have had someone, my uncle, my aunt, my this, who, recommended you to me. I have had clients from there also. So always be focused on how much I can give, how much resources I can give, how much I can help a client transform even before they buy from me. Because that is the level of transformation very, very few people do, and very, very few people give. And why this number is few is because very few coaches invest in themselves, because they're very afraid of investing. So that is why I am so adamant that always have your one-on-one coach, is because this abundance mindset will only come when your brain is expanded, when you are working on your own personal growth, when you are healing your own traumas, when you are understanding yourself in depth. Most coaches who don't invest in themselves are the people who come from scarcity mindset. They're very afraid of sharing. They're very afraid, oh my God, if I give too much, nobody will buy from me. And as a result, actually nobody buys from them. So it's very important to have that abundance mindset and healthy relationship with money, and healthy relationship when it comes to building clients. And this will come from your own one-on-one personal growth, which will come from having your own coach. So don't be afraid of investing in yourself, because when you invest in your brain, you're investing in your life coaching business. Okay. Now let's talk about creating clients as a beginner. So this is a strategy that I love the most. More than strategy, I would say this is a ideology. This is from Rich Litwin. He wrote this in his book, The Prosperous Coach, called the Connect, Invite, Propose, which means that the idea to create clients is incredibly simple. Connect with someone, invite them for a call, and propose your offer. I'm going to repeat again. Connect with people, invite them for a conversation, for a coaching conversation, and propose your offer. It is as simple as it is. And I'm not joking. Now, this connect can come from both ways. It can be outbound, which means you are reaching out to people, or it can be inbound, which means people are reaching out to you. But it is exactly that simple. You can either connect to people that, you know what, I'm offering a coaching session to solve this problem, invite them for a conversation, solve their problem, coach, not advise, not becoming a soundboard, not absorbing their emotions and sitting there. No, coach, connect, invite, propose. After you serve them, propose your offer. This is the simplest way. And every time you feel stuck, always go back to this ideology. How many people are you connecting with? How many people actually you are actually having conversations with? How many people are you actually inviting to a coaching conversation who are interested, of course, not forcing? And how many proposals are you actually making? So when you begin client creation as a beginner, always focus on this. And I'll talk more about this in next 5 minutes. But this is the ideology you need to come back to again and again. How many people am I connecting with? How many people am I inviting for a conversation? How many people am I actually making a proposal to? Now, why all these three is important? First is why connecting is important, because we're dealing with human beings. Okay, we are dealing with people. The more connected people feel from you, the more they would want to speak to you. Now, this connection can come from both ways, as I said. You can reach out to people and connect with them. And the connection doesn't have to be transactional. Okay, you can genuinely be interested in people. Doesn't always have to be, oh, come for a coaching session. No, be genuinely interested in people. Second is inviting people. Now, let's say you are connected to people. Are you actually taking advantage of that opportunity? Are you actually inviting people for a conversation? Are you letting them know gently that this is the problem I'm solving, XYZ? If you feel like you want to get on a conversation, I'd love to help you out. And next is proposing. Proposing is also a very important part, because a lot of coaches, what they do is they end up taking numerous amount of clarity calls for no reason, right? They will take up calls and they will chat with everyone, but they are not actually either making proposals, or they end up talking to people who are actually not interested in paid coaching, right? So they end up wasting their time. That's something I'm not talking about. So that is why when you're even practicing connect, invite, propose, always check in with what intention you are coming from and what intention the other person is coming from. For example, the other person is not interested in getting coached. Don't propose. Just have a conversation. Let's say you feel that the other person may have a problem that you can solve. You can offer it gently, that this is something that I've been helping people with. Would you be interested in a coaching conversation? Would you like to get coached around it? Either the person says yes or the person says no. But here you're seeking permission from them. We're not doing sleazy techniques. For example, one very sleazy marketing thing that a lot of insecure coaches usually do is that they try to just get on a call and they just try to sell without permission. And when you sell without permission, you come across as desperate. Don't do that. You don't have to be desperate, right? So connect, invite, propose with permission. So with permission is invisible here, but an unsaid condition. Now, second is serving everyone as a paid client. Now, initially, it is always recommended that start with giving pro bono sessions. Pro bono sessions are free coaching sessions. Now, why free coaching sessions? See, you cannot sell coaching as a concept. Okay, you can't just tell people, oh, I solved this problem. You can't do that, because you're not selling clothes or water bottles or, I don't know, spectacles or stuff like that. People actually don't understand coaching until they experience the depth of it. And if you actually want to be a highly paid coach, if you want people to pay you whatever you are charging, you have to help them experience what it is like to work with you, right? And that is why in the beginning, we often recommend doing pro bono sessions. Again, after getting trained. If you're not trained, please don't offer pro bono sessions, because what will happen, and I've seen it happening to people, is that you will end up damaging your credibility. Tomorrow, even if you're trained, people will not trust you because you started advising people. You did not actually know how to coach. So if you're not trained, please don't do that. Okay. get trained, and then do it. Or as a part of completing your coaching hours, also you do pro bono sessions. So when you are doing pro bono sessions, serve them as if they are your paid client. So if if you ever look at the way I coach, be it a paid client or not, or be it someone in a clarity call, even back then when I was doing free calls, you will not see a difference. I serve each one of my clients, be it a paid or an unpaid one, the same. Because you must understand that every single person you're speaking to is a potential client, and you don't know who will end up buying from you. Sometimes they will buy from you on the spot, sometimes they will buy from you after 6 months, sometimes they will buy from you after a year. We don't know. But the more powerfully you serve the person in front of you, the more deeper your connection, the more deeper the connection becomes. So serve everyone as a paid client. Serve them as if they've already paid you. Be in that energy. And why I'm mentioning this is because I've seen coaches being very scared of serving. They're very scared of giving value. They're very scared, oh my God, people will take something from me. Or if I'm giving so much value, why will they buy from me? This is again a scarcity mindset. Again, a very big example of a coach who has not done their personal inner work. So when you are coaching, it's very important for you to have a big vision, and it's very important for you to have an abundance mindset. Because as I told you in one of our sessions before as well, is that the deeper you believe in yourself and in your coaching, the more people will believe in you. Because people are always looking for anchors. Okay. And when you have a very high level of self-belief, which is again something that will come from one-on-one work, when you have a high level of self-belief, even someone sitting in front of you who does not believe in themselves will anchor onto your self-belief. And this cannot be faked. Okay. You cannot fake self-belief. Self-belief comes very naturally. It comes when you've done your inner work. So always have that level of self-belief that no matter who I'm speaking to, no matter if I'm doing a paid session or free session, I'm there 100%. I have nothing to hide. I will not hold myself back. So serve everyone that powerfully. When you're serving that powerfully to everyone, you will never be out of clients. And more importantly, you will be the first person that will pop up into people's head. I have had a lot of people tell me that, Rianchi, we have had conversation with coaches before, but we have never had a powerful experience the way we have had with you. And that is an example of, serving powerfully. And that is something you can bring too. Whenever you are taking pro bono sessions as well, serve powerfully, give your all. Because every time you are coaching, again, paid, non-paid, you are sowing seeds and you don't know when those seeds may germinate, right? So sow your seeds as if all of them are going to, bear you fruits. When we don't have to care about when it is going to germinate. Our job is to keep sowing seeds. The next thing is being open to clients coming from everywhere. Now, what do I mean by this? So this is more related to energy and belief work that is very important to do. A lot of times, why some coaches give up on their coaching business or why they get discouraged is that they feel that I don't have enough number of followers. I, only got 10 likes. I only had one person coming to my webinar or one person coming to my session or masterclass. So they focus a lot on numbers and they only focus on who is visible to them, right? When in reality, you must understand that when you're on social media, the entire world is your potential client. Okay. The entire world. Even today, I think maybe I have 18,000 followers or something on LinkedIn. Even today, if you look at my post, you will hardly find 5 or 10 likes or 15 likes or 20 likes. You will hardly find people commenting. But I still get calls. I still get clients. A lot of my clients, in fact, I think most of my clients are not my connections also. Most of my clients were people who have never spoken to me before. But they decided, okay, I want to work with her. They booked a call and they became my clients. So you must be open that my clients can come from anywhere. They can come through referrals. They can even be in my physical presence. For example, when you are walking into a party and someone is asking you, what do you do, what do you do in your work? You should be able to tell that, you know what, I'm a life coach. I help people with XYZ. Maybe in the party, you have someone that, you know what, I have this problem. Can we have a conversation? So be open that clients can actually come from everywhere. And this Abundance mindset will come from belief work. When you expand your nervous system to a point where you believe that the entire world is filled with my potential clients, right? So be open that people can come from anywhere and everywhere. Okay. Now let's talk about what can you actually do in terms of actionable steps for your first sessions. Very first thing is serve people you know, which means that, and this is something I will also, this is also going to be a part of the life coach training program, which I will be launching next month. So this is very common, okay? When you are done with your coach training program, simply serve people you know to complete your coaching hours as well. One, second, to start offering your services and becoming comfortable with it, right? So offer your services to friends, colleagues, and acquaintances. Invite them for a conversation. Let's say you are someone who's helping people with, let's say, sales. Okay, you want to teach people how to sales. You want to do coaching around sales. And you are aware that, you know what, I have some old colleagues in my old company who could benefit from this. Or maybe I have someone in my network who wanted to learn how to sell. Or maybe I have someone, in my friends who wanted to learn how to sell. Tell people that this is what I'm doing and I'm taking pro bono sessions. You're very welcome to come and, experience coaching with me. And here you do, in a connect, invite, propose. Connect with them, invite them for a conversation, serve them powerfully, and propose. So this is something you can start with friends, colleagues, acquaintances. You can start with making a list of people. Look at these are people I think would benefit from my work. These are people I think, needed my work at one point, but maybe they didn't have anyone. So when you reach out to trusted people or people who trust you, it's easier to have conversations with them rather than completely talking to strangers. Now, here again, I will tell you like my experience. So for example, I personally was not very keen on having conversations with the people I knew. And I will tell you why. In the beginning, I was afraid of judgment. Okay, I'll be very honest, I was. Because people in my community, like be it family or be it friends, acquaintances, did not really know what life coaching was. So what I did was I focused on marketing a lot. Now, when I say marketing, I don't mean scammy marketing. I mean marketing as a extension of my self-belief. I worked a lot on my inner work. So I got all of my clients directly from inbound, wherein people reached out to me. I was very clear with two things in the beginning, and I'm just sharing my experience. Yours could be very different. I was very clear with two things. Okay. One was I will never reach out to people. And that is something that I didn't want to do. But it comes with a condition. Okay. See, if you are like me, if you don't like reaching out to people, you have to learn how to believe in yourself, and you have to learn organic marketing from a coach and from someone who has done it for themselves. And I was leaning onto this option. For me, reaching out to people was something I was not a fan of personally, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't benefit people. In fact, I know a lot of coaches who have benefited from reaching out to people. For me, it was not the case because I did not like it. Okay. But because I did not like it, I was very clear that I will do whatever it takes to expand my self-belief to a point that when people come to my profile, they know that this is the person I want to work with. Right. I was very adamant on that. Another is, I'm an introvert by nature, so I hated networking. Okay. To this date, I'm not a part of any, what do you call it? Coaching groups on LinkedIn. I have had people reach out to me, business coaches reach out to me, and I always said that I don't want to be part of it, right? That was a personal decision I made. But I made that decision because I had this understanding that I will do whatever it takes to invest in myself, right? I was very, very invested in my own growth. I never shied away from investing money or time or energy. So if you are someone who likes this approach better, if you are someone who believes that I want people to come to me, then understand two things very clearly. Okay. One is you have to be very committed. Very committed meaning not that you have to hustle very hard. Committed meaning invest in yourself, invest in your brain to expand your brain, to expand your nervous system. Okay. Second is be willing to learn how to market yourself. This is a valuable skill. Honestly, this is something I would recommend you even if you are an outbound person where you want to reach out. So be very clear with that. right? So coming back to the original point, start with people you know, okay? Friends, colleagues, acquaintances, reach out to them if you're comfortable doing that. If not, again, invest in your brain, become good at putting yourself out there, become good at marketing yourself, and you will have people coming to you. And this is where you start putting yourself out there on social media and offering pro bono sessions. This is exactly what I did when I started life coaching. I simply offered pro bono sessions to people because for me, I was more comfortable coaching people who were strangers because I was not afraid of judgment than people I knew, because I felt like I will have to explain to them that this is what life coaching is, this is what I'm doing, and I was not what do you call it, I didn't have the bandwidth in myself to deal with that at that point of time, because I was already, working on my own inner work, and I was already learning a lot of things at that time. So I was comfortable coaching strangers more. But you may not have that, right? You may be comfortable doing that. So go the first path. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your colleagues, and reach out to your acquaintances, because it's easier to convert them for some people. For me, it was not. For me, it's easier to coach people who are strangers. It is easier for me to put myself out there on social media, because now I'm comfortable, coaching my friends, acquaintances, or colleagues also. But it was not the case when I was starting out. And here I'm talking about your very first sessions. So either way, obviously, you're going to have to invest in your brain. But if you are someone who likes the approach I took, which is people coming to you, then you reaching out to them always, then this is a non-negotiable for you. Invest in your brain. Become so abundant that you become magnetic as a person, that people want to come to you, that people are reaching out to you. People can't wait to book calls with you. For example, one of the manifestations I had in the beginning, and this is something I did not outrightly write down, was that I wanted people to be so eager to work with me that they will do whatever it takes. And today, when people book calls with me, when they look at my schedule, when they look at my calendar, and they see that sometimes my dates aren't available, they take off from their work days. They take off from their offices to have a single conversation with me. So I was able to reach this stage where people will take an off from their work to talk to me, because I built my self-belief to that point, because I valued myself and my work so much, right? And that is why it's so important to develop your self-belief and your own confidence as a coach. Because when you are talking to someone, okay, your level of self-belief should be higher than the other person's self-doubt or the other person's doubt in personal growth. Your level of self-belief should be higher than that. Usually what happens to underconfident coaches or coaches who have not done one-on-one inner work is that they go to a client, and let's say a client is pessimistic, okay, because you get all types of people, and this client is asking a lot of questions about, oh my god, do you have to charge this much, oh my god, why do I actually need coaching, this and that. And the coach here who has never invested in themselves, they may get nervous. They may start doubting their prices. They may start doubting themselves. That is something you don't want, because you will meet a lot of people. You will meet people who have so much self-doubt in themselves that they will make you doubt yourself if you have not done your inner work. So we don't want to be in that position, okay? We want to be in a position where we believe in ourselves so much that even when the other person doesn't believe in themselves, they want to. That's the level of inner work we want to achieve. And that's the secret of creating clients. That's the secret of people. When they come to you, they feel like this is the person I want to work with, right? So your own belief in your own work. Because even in coaching, it's not like there are and why sometimes you may feel that some coaches stand out more than others is that you will often find that the coaches who stand out are the ones who believe in themselves very deeply, right? So when you want to be the only solution, right? When you want to be the only person who people come to, you have to step into that energy that I am the only solution. And that level of self-belief will come from inner work only. There is no strategy to it. There is no hack to it. And I'm telling you right now, because I've been there. I've been at a point where I used to be very afraid that if someone questions me, how will I answer that? Like, I'm not joking. I had a notebook, okay? And I have a habit of always sort of talking with my doubts. I don't suppress it. I always talk it out. So I would write down my doubts, and I would write down my fears, that these are the fears I have. And one of the fears I had was, what if someone questions me? And it is only, and you will, and it is so funny, and I say this so many times, that everything you are afraid of will happen. I swear to God, it is going to happen, because that is when universe is telling you that work on this. And everything I was afraid of did happen. Peeps, like there were very like one or two people, but they did question me. And at that point of time, I had two choices. One is to quit my coaching career and be like, oh my God, all my fears have come true. Second is to do my inner work. And the second one was a harder choice, but a choice that I'm very thankful for I made. Today, I'm not afraid of people questioning me. And surprisingly, they don't. Surprisingly, they actually don't. I have never had someone who has questioned me. I've never had someone who has questioned my credibility. I've never had someone who has questioned, can you solve my problem or not? I've had people tell me that we know you can solve our problem. So the things that you're afraid of, specifically in business, see, if you're in job, you can pretend, you can hide. But when you're in business, and specifically life coaching business, people can sense what you're feeling. So when you are doubtful of yourself, your client, your potential client will be able to sense it. And let's say it very honestly, people don't like to buy from people who are anxious and underconfident. Let's be very clear, okay? We don't like to buy from people, we don't like to buy from coaches who are underconfident, because they themselves are not sure of themselves. How can they be sure of the value they're providing? So your confidence as a coach is extremely important, because people want to buy from people they feel sure about, and you can't fake feeling sure, right? So you must understand that believing in yourself as a coach is very important. That is the hack to creating clients. That is the hack where you create a strong impression in someone's mind, right? Wherein even if they are, thinking of a problem after 2 years, you are the one that they think of. For example, I have had people who have been referred by people who were in my community, or people who were, saw my content, and they referred, them to me, because my name was the one that popped up into their head. So that is why it's so important, that you develop your self-belief as a coach. And that is why it's so important that you work any trauma you have around money, any trauma you have around believing in yourself, any childhood trauma that you may have. Now, how you create your first client is also going to be how you will create your next 9 clients. So your first 10 paid clients will not come from a magic strategy. It will come from the way you've created your first client. So if your first client is, let's say, created by, let's say, you giving free coaching sessions, let's say you gave 6-7 coaching session to 6-7 different people, and one of them got converted. So apply the same strategy, at least for the first 10 clients. You don't need to do something radical every time. You don't need to create a website. You don't need to create something special. Use the same strategy to create the next 9 clients. Because when you're beginning, your formula doesn't have to change. In fact, even today, I keep going back to my same formula. That what did I do to create my first 5 or 10 paid clients? I still use the same formula. Even though my client base has increased, my prices have increased, and my impact as a coach has been increased. So how you create your first client is exactly how you will create your 9 clients. And how you create your first client can vary. As I said, you can either, connect with people which is your first or second connections, or you can go down the social media route as well, or you can do both of them together, right? Completely your call. Okay. So for today, this is it. In terms of creating your first 10 paid clients. I'm so sorry. I again stammered. I will be opening the chat box, not chat box. I will be unmuting you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you can also type in the chat box. Anything is okay with me. Okay, I've allowed to unmute. If there are no questions, you can also let me know that there are no questions. That's also fine. Okay. If the first client is unpaid, do we have to get 9 other unpaid clients? No, of course not. So if the first client is unpaid, then it means that you have either not proposed a package to that client, or the sessions, whatever you're doing to that client, or you knew that you were doing, you had the intention that, okay, I am doing unpaid coaching sessions. So you don't have to simply propose, right? Unpaid client is when we are willing to take unpaid clients, right? Only when we are willing to take an unpaid client will you actually get an unpaid client. So your intention matters here. So if you don't want an unpaid client, be clear. I'm not taking unpaid clients. I am only taking paid clients. So it's not a matter of that at all. If you want paid clients, propose. How can we acquire a first client from outside a community? So as I said, right, if you mean, so here community, I'm assuming that you're talking about acquaintances, friends, and yada yada yada. So another great place is social media. Put yourself out there on social media, build your social media and market yourself. Actually talk about your expertise, talk about the problems you're solving on social media. And you can choose where you want to do. You can do it on LinkedIn, you can do it on Instagram, you can do it on Facebook. Anywhere is okay. You can just create a community for yourself on Telegram or WhatsApp or Facebook and just talk about your offers there. Anything that works for you. There is no one size fits all. For example, I personally love Instagram. In fact, I use Instagram more than LinkedIn, but I never really found Instagram to be something that I felt, connected with. So even now I have a profile on Instagram, but it's very inconsistent. Like I've hardly posted anything, whereas LinkedIn just comes very naturally to me and I don't know why. Like it's very easy for me to put myself out there in LinkedIn, but Instagram felt a bit, I don't know, superficial to me. So put yourself out there on social media of your choice. And how you put yourself out there is also something that you may ask. What is comfortable to you? Are you good with videos? Are you good with texts? How can I attract clients to WhatsApp automation? You can't if you're a beginner. See, you must understand automation is for people who have reached a scale in their life. Okay, you have reached a scale in their business. This illusion that we have that we can attract clients through automation is a false one. You actually can't. You will attract leads. Okay, you will have people who are interested because you're, promising something to them. You will only attract one-on-one coaching clients when you actually serve them, not through WhatsApp automation. You have to put yourself out there. Okay. And another is, if you are a beginner, if you are a beginner coach, I recommend nail one-on-one coaching first. If you're a course creator, then it's a different story. But if you are a beginner coach, nail your one-on-one coaching sessions. You can scale your one-on-one coaching sessions to 7 figures easily. You don't need anything else. If we have 100 prospects, is it possible? So explain to me more. What do you mean 100 prospects? What does 100 prospects actually mean? And again, you attract clients, but you convert them after you've had a conversation. Specifically, I'm talking about one-on-one coaching. People will not get into your one-on-one coaching if they have not spoken to you, if they don't understand what you're selling. Or even if they do, they will be very low ticket clients, right? Is it important to put pictures in mountains? I've seen a lot of coaches doing that. Have you? Who is putting pictures of mountains? Oh my God. Please send me that. If only I have information, what kind of images should be added to social media to ensure credibility. Images have nothing to do with credibility. Personally, I have to add image on LinkedIn because LinkedIn otherwise tanks your post. Your credibility will come from how powerful you are as a coach, which means can you create a transformation? Second, how much depth you have in your coaching. And this can only happen, as I said, two places. One, get trained as a coach. Second, do your own inner work while working one-on-one with a coach. This is the only two ways. There is no other way to ensure credibility. I told you, right? I know people who hardly have 2,000-3,000 followers, but make 8 figures. I know people with 50,000-60,000 followers who add lots of images, whatever it is that they do, or put motivational quotes, who have hardly any clients. If you actually want to be a highly paid coach, forget the social media algorithm. Only and only focus on how powerfully you serve and what problems are you solving. So credibility comes through that. Credibility comes through your expertise. It does not come through pictures, does not come through, what do you call it? Website or anything fancy. And credibility is also built on levels. Okay. One, credibility is through your content. Okay. Second level of credibility is through your coaching. So let's say that your content is great, right? You get viral also. Let's say you're doing all of that. If person is coming to you to get coached and there you are sitting, you're not able to answer questions, you're not able to actually coach them, you end up advising them, or your coaching level is very basic, they are not actually seeing any value, then you don't get a client, right? So credibility is also at levels. There is nothing called social media credibility. Anybody can paint themselves as a credible person on social media. That is why I always tell you, focus on real numbers. If your bank account is not hitting cash, it means you are not a successful coach yet. Okay. So doesn't matter what you see on social media. I can go buy followers. You will think I'm a social media, I'm credible. I can write award-winning coach. I can buy awards and tell you, oh my God, I've won an award. I can do anything. So social media is not a, I would say, a great place to derive credibility from. Credibility comes from results you create. Credibility comes from the amount of transformation you're offering to your clients and the kind of conversations you're having. So don't go into this illusion of putting pictures or having a website or there is no hack. Please stop looking for hacks. Please stop looking for some magic. None of that exists. All it exists is, can you create a transformation? Second, how good of a coach you are. So, there is this reminds me of a very, very interesting story, incident actually. I got an email, okay, a week back. Not a week back, I think a few months back, wherein this particular company sent me an email that, you know what, Rianshi, you are eligible for this award, that award. And first I was very, what do you call this? Very skeptical. First of all, I don't open emails. Second, I was like, I have not registered myself anywhere because I'm not looking for awards, right? Um, then it came to a point where they wrote, you know what, if you pay this much amount, you can get this award. And I saw a lot of coaches putting that in their bio, that they have won this award, that award. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you go into this rabbit hole of credibility on social media, then you can do it through multiple ways, but it doesn't actually mean real cash. Is it effective to initially sell for a small amount like $2,000 and then pitch a $50,000 offer? Completely on you. Doesn't like matter. Depends on what level are you playing at. So if you right now have 0 clients and you're not making any what do you call it, revenue, then you can make up any number. Doesn't matter. But if you actually are hitting, if you're actually getting clients for $2,000 or $3,000, then you can charge whatever the hell you want. There is no rule around that. So one thing that I always say is that, so when you say help, you mean help through paid clients, one. Second, what is your offer? First, tell me that. If I know your offer, then I can tell you that you can either increase it to this level. Or actually, you know what? You don't need to ask anyone on how to increase it also. If you feel that this is something I can charge, then charge it. There is no rule to it. Coaching as a business is completely your call. If you feel that I can charge it, then why not? I was saying something, I forgot. At present, I'm only selling for $1,000 and upsell it to $15,000. Okay, so if it is working for you, then go with that. If you feel that it's time to raise prices, then do it. There is no right or wrong way to do it because you will meet people at every single price point. There is nothing called, people may buy at a certain price point or people may not buy at a certain price point. This is an illusion. People buy when they want to buy. Did any issue will happen? I think you're trying to ask if there is an issue that will happen. Again, no. And second, if there is any issue that may happen, like people will judge me. Personally speaking, if you have actually helped 500 plus people, then this is a fear you should not be having. If you still have this fear, I highly recommend working on this fear, because if you have crossed actual 500 plus clients, not free people, not unpaid people, actual 500 plus clients, then this fear should not be existing. Okay. If it is, work on this, because when you're making your business decisions and fear is coming in, anxiety is coming in, it means that the level of personal growth is still low. Okay, your business decisions should be coming from your autonomous brain, that I want to do this and I'm going to do it. So this is not a business problem, this is a personal growth problem. So work on this. And as a business person, you must understand that you are the CEO. So you shouldn't be asking for validation to anyone. If the need is coming to asking for validation, it means the level of personal growth has gone down. So work on that. Your business decision should always be coming from you, not from anyone else. All right. Is there any other questions for today? When is the training program getting launched? You know, I'm a little skeptical on the date, because I do have a lot of work, because I did not work for the past 3 weeks at all. So most probably I will launch it next month around this week only, because I have some work that I have to get done. But I will announce it in the community. I will announce it in a community. So yeah. But we have a team of 10 members to help it on. Help what? You mean selling? Please try to explain further. What do you mean by that? Selling. Okay. All right. So as I said, right, this is not a business problem. See, when you want to sell an offer, right, it is a matter of decision you make. If fear is coming in, it means it could be any fear, could be fear of judgment, could be fear of, oh my God, people will say no. It means that you want to charge this much, but your nervous system capacity is still this. So in this case, what is the solution? You can either keep charging small, or you can increase your nervous system capacity. So as I said, this is not a business problem. Business problem when it comes to charging should not exist, because you charge based on your desire. Okay, there is nothing called the right price. It is called the desired price. What you desire, you charge, and people will pay you desired pricing when you believe in your pricing. Right now you are trying to seek validation from me, and I sense it, because I get it, I've been there. So this is not a business problem. It is not a matter of this many people are helping me, this many people are helping me. It's a matter of why are you even doubting? Why is that even a question that people may judge me? So this is not a business problem. But I think it is not affordable for everyone. That's why I'm confused. So of course, not everyone is your client. That is, again, that is a basic business understanding, that not everyone is your client. And not everyone is supposed to be your client. So you have to be very clear on who exactly I'm trying to sell. You can charge whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. Because a price is a made up number. People will buy from you at any price point, but they will buy from you when you first believe in your client's capability to pay you. This is again where inner work comes into the picture. See, right now what is happening is that you don't believe your clients can pay you. You are making decisions for them that they can't afford it. This is what I'm talking about, lack of inner work. This is not a business problem, and I will say this the last time. This is an inner work problem. So work on it. Or whoever your coaches, go and tell them that I am having problem believing in my own work. I am having problem believing in my pricing. If you don't believe that your client can actually pay you, then that's it. What's the point of charging, right? That belief should always be there, that no matter what I charge, my clients will be able to pay me. All right. Do you charge the same amount of helping with internal problems for both Indian clients and clients from outside India? Depends on my mood. I don't think of a price I want to charge. I charge whatever I want to on a given day. To be very honest, I will not lie. I will tell you something. One thing I've learned in my coaching journey is price is never the problem. It is never ever the issue. It is always your belief as a coach in your coaching ability, in your potential clients' ability to pay you, and third, in your self, right? So three things. Price is never the problem, because people will buy at any price point. If people can buy a useless Louis Vuitton bag for thousands and thousands of dollars, what makes you think people will not buy your coaching? It's not a price problem. If price is becoming an issue, it means that your inner work is not complete yet, or you're not working on yourself. So when it comes to a life coaching business, I don't know what business you are doing, just talking about life coaching. When it comes to life coaching, the work always needs to be inner, not outer. Okay. So I believe I've answered all of the questions today, and I will be ending our session now because I have been speaking for 1 hour now. I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and whatever questions is coming up, right? Feel free to send them into the group also, or DM me anything. And please ask questions. Okay. Don't be afraid of asking questions. Even in the last session, I told you, I have asked my coaches the same question 10 times sometimes. And I tell them that, you know what, I'm asking you the same question again, but please answer it. Because sometimes it takes multiple times for you to hear it, for something to actually get inside your brain. That's why getting your own coach is so non-negotiable. So whatever questions you have, feel free to ask either in the DM or in the group that we have. And whatever it is that you feel like asking, go ahead. Nothing is a smart or stupid question. Thanks for the session. Enjoy your directness. Yes, thank you so much. I am very happy that you guys got value from it, and I will see you next week on Saturday only. Yeah, we'll do it on Saturday. And I will be announcing the next topics of discussion soon this week. And I also do other live events, by the way, on LinkedIn as well as in other communities of mine. So if you are interested in life coaching as subject as well, apart from business coaching or apart from life coach training, then you can, join other communities of mine too, and just learn about personal growth and trauma work in general. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.